What it is, what it do. You already know who it is. Back with the Katawa Shoujo, which I haven't played since October. Believe it or not, I can't believe it. It's been too long. I think I'm going to take a break from DDLC for a little while. I think people might be getting a little burnt out on it, so I'm going to be uploading some other content instead, starting with this. So if you guys are ready for a change of pace, be sure to hit the like button and come along for the ride, because I'm going to make sure that this will be just as entertaining as the DDLC content and other content I've uploaded so far on the channel. But with that out of the way, let us begin. I then hear Emmy's voice from behind the door. Oh, I have to remember what she sounds like now. I think it was, thank you for your concern, but I really am okay. Is she talking to me? I'll see you at practice tomorrow. Guess not. I mean, how would she be talking to you, Hisao, if she didn't know you were there? Does she have x-ray vision and could see through the door? Still, clearly she's not asleep, so I can knock without worry. So why this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day, so why today? Because you haven't seen her in a while, you like her, and you're wondering how this is going to go. Granted, I still haven't had the time to figure out this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. It's because you like her, Hisao. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but certainly this seems to go beyond feelings of mere friendship. But could I take that step? Could I even bring myself to risk what I have right now? Well, you know what they say, Hisao. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And if she says no, at least you found out that at least you found out. You know where you stand. And you don't have to waste any more time wondering if she likes you or not. You can move on to other things. And that's pretty much the best way to look at a rejection. But if she feels the same way and says yes, then you got yourself something that's a lot more fun. I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? Well, it depends what you want. If you want to be friends with her, yeah. If you want to be more than friends, then no, it wouldn't be enough. Either way, shouldn't I just open the door and see how she's doing? That's why I came here, right? What if she's not dressed yet? The image that flashes through my mind causes my heart to skip a beat, literally. I should probably not even think those thoughts again. Not if I want to avoid a heart attack. Hisao thinking dirty thoughts. Ooh. I suddenly realize I'm still standing in the hallway looking like an idiot. Emmy still seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but I knock anyway. Hopefully she won't mind the interruption. Pardon the interruption. You worry too much. Come in. The door's unlocked. So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grinding halt. Look at her. Oh, goodness me, I haven't seen this face in forever. Here you go, you guys get a clean look at the CG. You're welcome. Emmy is sitting up in bed, her hair tousled from a day spent asleep. I think this is the first time I've seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. Her gym shirt and bloomers, obviously hastily put on before I came in, are creased and folded from less than proper storage. Her legs lay bare on the sheets. I've never seen Emmy without prosthetics before, yet here she is, slender legs terminating in stumps just below her knees. But as odd as the sight is, I find myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. It seems that Emmy has finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone with her, and is now watching my reaction closely out of one eye as she wipes sleep from the other. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is rather one of surprisingly wide yawn, one perhaps appropriate for such a small mouth. A grin that, for a brief moment, seems almost flirtatious, tugs at the corner of her mouth as she takes the sight of me in. I could do nothing but remain in a state fluctuating between fear, confusion, and not a little bit of lust. Emmy hastily sweeps her hair out of her eyes, fixing it back into place before addressing me. This just ruins it. She had her hair all out, down, behind her shoulders, and then we go to the sprite with the beads in and the twin tails again. I'm like, come on, Blaze, she didn't do her hair that quickly. Forgive me. I'm feeling a bit congested right now for some reason. But that's not going to stop me. You seem a bit caught off guard, Hisao. A wave of laughter erupts from her, and I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. Sorry, I'm just utterly captivated by how beautiful you are. Never seen someone so disheveled look so attractive. I was like, I don't know what it is. This might be that 30-day dry spell I had, but that disheveled look is doing it for me. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so... sorry. Emmy giggles again and moves to sit up a little straighter. I'm caught up in the movement of her shirt, nearly losing myself. This sounds wound up so tight. He's wound up so tight at the sight of Emmy right now that if Emmy just breathes on him slightly, he's gonna just snap in two. I was wondering what your reaction would be. The nurse called and told me you were going to drop by, you see. And I know you haven't seen me in, well, you know, without legs. I responded in a tone of casual surprise. What? You didn't have them on? I didn't notice. This is almost the truth. I very nearly didn't. Because who cares about legs when the rest of the package looks so enticing? You're like, to be honest with you, I was looking at everywhere else besides your legs. I'm not trying to be suave or anything, mind you. Somehow I think Emmy would get offended by that. Instead, she sticks her tongue out at me and chucks a pillow at my head. Ow. Ass. It's like, rude. Fuck. I definitely catch the pillow and take careful aim before throwing it. Emmy laughs and rolls to one side, dodging my shot. The shifting of her shirt distracted me enough so that the next thrown pillow hits me right between the eyes. Oof! And you get the sound effect for that. Oof! I retaliate, of course. And once I retaliated twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. And really, when Emmy appears to be have far better aim than me, well, it was just a matter of time before I had to resort to a suicidal charge. Ah! Gotcha! Eep! Bam! Ooh! Ooh! Dig! Boy! I wasn't ready for those sound effects to pop up. It's like we're in 96. It's like we're in the 60s Batman TV show. Anyway, and once the charge was accomplished, well, of course, I'd have to wrestle the pillows away from her. And with that kind of struggle, of course, we wound up in this sort of position. Well, hello there. And so I find myself staring down from the top. Oh. And so I find myself staring down at her from my position atop her. Can we just take a moment to appreciate just how adorable she looks right now? Whoever whoever was the artist that drew the CG, just hand clap to you. Hand clap to you. You did a phenomenal job, I must say. This just looks fantastic in so many ways. I can't even begin to describe. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement. Maybe a little sweaty now from our tussle. Her chest is heaving up and down, sucking in air. Oh, that's good, Hisao. I would hope her chest is heaving up and down, sucking in air. That means she's alive. A small bit of my brain that is not currently enraptured by the sight and smell of her observes that she must still be ill because her stamina is not what it should be. We stay like that for a while. We stay that way for a while. I'm not sure how long, because everything seems to go fuzzy. Everything that's not her, anyway. Her eyes meet mine, and deep inside them, I almost catch a glimpse of what? Fear? Longing? Hope? Emmy? She's like, just take me already, Hisao. Take me, Hisao. I'm yours. A cough suddenly convulses her. I'm almost stumbling in my haste to get off to apologize for everything. She's like, Emmy? She's like, Hisao. It sounds like, oh god, get away from me. I'm gonna catch the Backstreet Boys reunion. I'm gonna catch tickets to the Backstreet Boys tour from you. Get away, get off. Sorry, I shouldn't have. It's fine, it's fine. She gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. There, Tiger. So, what brings you here? She's still breathing hard, and that causes her voice to shake slightly. Well, before I was so rudely assaulted by pillows, I came to see how you were doing. Wham! This earns me another shove, and I very nearly fall off her bed. Emmy's eyes sparkle again. I wonder how I've never noticed how attractive they are before. Well, I mean, you weren't looking at her like that. At first, you were finding your way around. You thought of her as a running partner. And then somewhere along the way, aka when we started her route, you thought she was attractive. Consumed with worry, were you? Her tone is mocking. Haughtily. Her tone is mocking. Haughty. Teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead dramatically. Grin still apparent from underneath. Can't bear the thought of me lying deathly ill. As they both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy appears to fall back on teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning like a total wuss. Emmy pouts, crossing her arms petulantly and sticking her lower lip out. She said, hey, it's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it. Sure he wouldn't. I completely believe you. Emmy sticks her tongue out again. You're such a jerk, Hisao. So, how was your day then? Huh? Did you enjoy slacking off? Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on. The phone? Yeah, the captain of the team called to make sure I was doing okay. Also let me know it was okay to skip practice. Good. At least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. Although I can't help but think it should have been me. Nigga, you had school. Nigga, you had like actual other things to do. What? He's like, she was all alone all day. I should have been here all day to check up on her. Nigga, get out of here, man. You're here right now. That's what matters. At least you're here to check up on her and have a wrestling match. But more importantly, just to check up on her. Hisao, you're doing just fine. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? Emmy shrugs. It's his job. Part of being the captain means you know what your team members are when they're not in school. Still, I guess it was nice of him to call, huh? Yep, sure was. Emmy yawns and shimmies down into a more comfortable position. So, how was your day? Kind of uneventful, you know. I went ahead and ran by myself and talked with the nurse about how you were doing. You know what that reminds me of? Okay, so, story time, right? So, there was this girl I met in my class last semester. We've been talking for a while, we're just cool. And she always tells me about how her day goes. She has these like crazy adventures and whatnot. Or she's like doing things with her friends and like running around with other people, even during the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, mind you. And then she asked me, so how was your day? And I'm just like, I just stayed home, read, and made YouTube videos, but I can't really say much, It's like, how do you tell somebody who's always doing stuff or being involved with people that you do nothing? I don't know, you look really boring in comparison, but you don't want to look that pathetic. Well, not pathetic, but you don't want to look that boring. So you try to spice it up somehow, but I mean, I could just completely relate to Hisao right now. In a lot of ways, I feel like we could be a bit similar, but in some other ways, not really. I meander through the day's events, none of which are particularly engrossing. That's when I'm distracted by an arm finding its way across my waist. Seems that Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I draw her blanket to cover us. It's this scene. Oh, okay, I remember this scene. Take a look for this CG too. This is nice. Great picture, so if anyone wants to take screenshots, you can. She rolled over to her side, and now one leg is thrown over my legs, effectively trapping me. Yes. Yes, the joys of sleeping with another person. On one hand, it's great. On the other hand, it kind of sucks because if you like to move around, you can't, because you have to be conscious of the other person that you're sleeping with. Hey. It seems a shame to wake her, but I have things to do. I can't be laying in bed with no girl. I got man things to do. I gently shake her, but in response, she only tightens her arm's grip on me and sighs a little. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. The feeling of her body breathing steadily is both calming and incredibly stimulating at the same time. Don't get no funny ideas, Hisao. Let her be, Hisao. Behave. My breathing cannot decide if it wants to relax or speed up. Relaxation wins, and I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. It took him this long. He's like, shit, I think I'm falling for this girl. Who'd have thunk it, man? Who'd have thunk it? The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. He's like, I'm glad she didn't hear that. At least, I hope they've gone unnoticed. It'd be a real shame if she heard me. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dream, and her grip suddenly tightens again. And it sounds like, wait, the fuck's going on? I don't like where this is going. And Emmy looks so sad with her little like tight lips and whatnot, little grimace on her face. For the first time since I've known her, I see tears running down Emmy's face. It feels like my heart's about to break. I instinctively tighten my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort, meaningless in this situation, spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. Crap, this is terrible. The decision is taken from me as Emmy suddenly jerks awake with a cry. Dad! Oh, the poor poor little baby. Oh my god. Poor little baby Emmy. Oh my god. Look at her. Look at her. She has tears stream down your face when you lose something you cannot replace. Tears stream down your face. Just tears streaming down her face, mouth wide agape. Baby looking sad. Oh, poor little baby Emmy, what are we gonna do? Oh no. This is more than I think I want to hear without her knowing. I quickly sit up and gently shake her shoulders to stir her. Yo, wake up! Yo! Hey, you okay? What a silly question. He's like, dumbass, of course she's not okay. She's sitting here crying in bed. Huh? What? Hisao? She shakes her head as if to clear it and quickly wipes her eyes. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again and glances up at me a little cautiously, as if unsure whether or not she's actually up. Yeah, I guess so. You want to talk about it? A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself with a shrug. Nah, I really don't remember much of it. I'm pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow I don't think I should press the issue. Yeah, it's best to leave it alone. I'm sure the closer you two get, the more you'll find out about what's bothering her. Emmy shudders again and turns toward me, looking a little sheepish. Sorry for falling asleep on you like that. I keep my voice as soothing as I can. Hey, don't worry about it. You've been ill. Yeah, I guess that cold medicine's just made me a little drowsy. I guess so. Emmy doesn't strike me as the sort of person who falls asleep at the drop of a hat. Rin, maybe, but Emmy's far too energetic. Just goes to show how exhausted she's been the past few days. Emmy gives me a half smile at my response, and then just like that, she's back to her old self. Well, prepare yourself for tomorrow morning, Hisao. We're gonna have to go twice as hard to make up for today. But I went running this morning. No excuse. Oh, fine. I'll be ready for you. Bring it on, woman. I'm ready for you and your running. Emmy nods, satisfied. Good. I take this as my cue to exit. Well, I'd better be going, especially if I want to get enough sleep for tomorrow. I hop off the bed and head for the door. Hey, Hisao? I pivot neatly on my heel and face Emmy. Skirt. She opens her mouth to say something, and then in another first, I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth and opens it again. Thanks. For dropping by, I mean. You're kind of the first visitor I've ever had who wasn't Rin. Now that's surprising. I would figure that Emmy would have people dropping by all the time. You know, that's one lesson you learn pretty early on in life if you're perceptive enough or if you have enough people tell you about it. Things aren't always what they seem. You never judge a book by its cover. I mean, appearances can only take you so far in the sense that you think Emmy, as gregarious as she is, as renowned as she is in the school for being a star athlete, you think that many people would flock to her, right? But people only know her on the surface as the track star, as the girl with the twin tails. But people don't know Emmy for Emmy, as Emmy Ibarazaki. And that's what Hisao is starting to find out. Which I think is pretty nice. You'd be surprised how interesting people could be once you really get to know them. they might just completely shatter your expectations you have for them externally. And that's why it always helps to keep an open mind whenever you meet new people or you end up being around them. Because 9 times out of 10, they're rarely, like, how they are on the inside is rarely how they are on the outside. It's like pretty much the exact opposite. She's certainly popular enough, or so I thought. I always talk to people in the hallways. But like I said, they know her on the surface level. They don't know the real her. Emmy hesitates again. And thanks for staying around after a look of pain flits across her face. Little puppy dog eyes. You know, in help. She brightens back and waves cheerily at me. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you later. I'm just about to exit the door when something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy? Anytime you need to talk, let me know, okay? Emmy seems taken aback by this offer. Her grin gets even wider. Sure thing, Hisao. See you in the morning. I exit from Emmy's room with my head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I want to turn back and march down the hallway, open her door and tell her. Tell her that I love her. Tell her that I think she's beautiful. Tell her that I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her, hold her close as she falls back to sleep. How many nights has she woken up like this, only to find nobody there? I want to be that person she could be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? The whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me feel worried. Worried, perhaps, that I'll overstep my bounds. And now to add to my troubles, it seems as if Emmy herself already has an interest in someone else. This track captain of hers who seems so interested in her well-being. Sure, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but that doesn't change the fact that they seem better suited for one another. There's really nothing to do about that. I need to take my mind off of this whole situation. Okay, well, first off, Hisao, I get it, man. You like her, but don't go just running in there, like, fawning all over her, Hisao. That's the last thing you want to do, big dog. She's gonna think that's more creepy than attractive and flattering than anything. Honestly, I mean, I get it. You want to be there for her, because as a man, you want to help. You want to help people and fix things. And being romantically interested in her, you want to be with her intimately. You want to be with her closely. So you want to fix things. You want to be there for her intimately. I get it. I really do. I've been there. But the thing is, you can't just jump in like the almighty savior. You just gotta kind of lay back and let her come to you as time goes on. Like, if you play your cards right, you will be able to do all those things you want to do and not seem like a total creep at the same time. And don't worry so much about the track captain. I mean, she has her relationship with him, and in fact, she said that you're the first visitor she had, so that means the track captain hasn't even visited her in the first place. So you're probably in a better position with Emmy than the track captain might be. And plus, for all you know, Hisao, the track captain and her just friends. So, like I say, you shouldn't worry about the other guys so much, just worry about your relationship with her. That's the best way you could go about this. I got homework to do. Maybe that will distract me. Well, I do say that was pretty eventful. Let's see what happens next. A night of restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emmy felt against me. The memory of our wrestling match. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. Oh. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water. Awake, but still worried. What will happen today? Will things just go back to normal? End of the episode. Back to the status quo. There was a connection yesterday. Something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. Would that be so bad? My mind goes back to the look on Emmy's face after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. And you just sat there like a coward. Freaking coward. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the track captain's probably the first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting derisively. I'm just looking for an excuse. A reason for everything to go wrong. A reason not to try. It's not as if I've ever seen the two of them together outside of track practice. And clearly he's never visited. Emmy says much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. Exactly, that's what I said, Hisao. I'm glad you're starting to put these together. I'm such a wuss. I thought to just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. That's what Emmy would do. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced that there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Well, I would like I said, wait a little bit, Hisao, wait a little bit. Plus, Hisao, like I said, if that's how you really feel, and you say it yourself, you got nothing to lose, Hisao, to just go for it. Maybe because of this track captain, it's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. But who would be able to clarify their relationship? It sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. And I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin would probably give me some cryptic answer or something. And then with my luck, she'd just ask Emmy, who would then ask me why I want to know. And I've already covered that problem. I wonder... could I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd like to know if something was up. Also, he's just wasting a bunch of water while he's sitting in the shower pontificating about who he should ask about Emmy's love interest with. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know he forgot to tell her about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if he asked me why I want to know, though? I could shake him off. Just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Of course. It's settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Emmy's waiting outside the office. There's no sign of Emmy when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decide to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early, and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it shouldn't be surprising. Still, I'd hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she has to come because she's embarrassed? What if... You're early again, Hisao. I'm impressed. Just like that. I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, but no sign that she was ill the other day, much less had a less restful sleep. Still, I have to ask. Sleep well last night? Just a throwaway question. Small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone when they bump into the cafe while getting their morning coffee. Well, I mean, I don't know. I would ask someone I just bumped into if they slept well last night. That would be reserved for at least a close friend. But not for us. At least, not for me. I don't know if Emmy realizes that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her pause. After a short moment of what seems like genuinely pondering on this, she answers. Yep, sure did. Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up. So, ready to begin? Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. I was born ready, raised by it. I am the ultimate running champion of the world, little girl. Emmy laughs at my bravado, and we take off running. I was molded by it. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hisao. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. That last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cooldown lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers, looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing a little too hard. Oh, goodness, not pushing a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives an annoying snort and sits up. Bah! Bah! I was just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets the kinks out, you know. Clears the mind, too. Oh? Emmy nods vigorously. Yeah, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing. She does explain further, and I don't ask. She's like, yeah, Ray's a great outlet for getting the kinks out and stress. You want to know another outlet for that, Hisao? Weak. It sounds like, oh? I don't know what to say, Emmy. I suspect I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare? Maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure that comes in handy. You have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind, then? Emmy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs. Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about. She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I open my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but I think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Just error. Let's see. Like Hisao.exe does not compute. Short circuits the moment that the Emmy.exe function enters the server. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Dang, Hisao's just ready to pounce on her, dude. It's like, Hisao, keep it in your pants, Hisao. Jeez, dog. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. We better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time. Aren't we always? Emmy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems almost un-Emmy-like. Too true. For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I could almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. And then she's back to being Emmy again. Come on then, Hisao. Race ya. It's like she lets the mask slip. Just ever so slightly. Just to let you know that something's up. Then she realizes the mask slips, and then she puts it right back on to just go about her business, so you'd never know that something was wrong. Little girl. With a sudden smile, she darts off. Hey, no fair! I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I'll still run after her. Emmy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive. Well, look who's finally shown up. Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as the nurse pokes his head out the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Hisao. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of braced Emmy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea, Hisao. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. I reel back in mock surprise. No! Really? She never mentioned it before. I'm in shock. The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seemed to bother her. Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exasperation. Of course I'm going to ask her too, you dumbass. Or you smartass rather. But she told me that she didn't have any problems regardless of whether or not she did. So I'm asking you, because you're her friend, and would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seemed pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods, though I noticed he tenses slightly when I mentioned yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Strong immune system and all that, you know. Hey, speaking of Emmy, are she and the track captain? Well, you know. A look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Is there something I could do for you, Hisao? Well, it's just that they seem kind of close, and I was wondering, you know. And I'd never ask her because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far, so good. Not to really sell it, just gotta hit it on home. Besides, I think they'd make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? It's like certainty? Certainty. Yep. Nothing I can tell you, of course. Confidentiality and all that. Yeah, right. You're like, yeah, right. You just like holding a secret over my head. Yeah, that too. Right. Get out of here. I'm a busy man, you know. She's like, go on, get out of here. I got real patience, you know. I got real people to deal with, you know, real patience with real problems. Get out of here. Good stuff, good stuff. I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning to Emmy to go in. This whole time, I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. And plus, you just look really weird, Hisao. Just keep it in your pants, Hisao. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that, I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy exactly how I feel. And that, my dear viewers, is where we're going to wrap up this episode here. Will Hisao manage to tell Emmy how he finally feels? How will Emmy react to Hisao's confession? What is going on with the track captain? You're going to have to tune in next time to find out. So be sure to leave a like on this episode if you haven't already for the rejoiceful welcoming back of the series Katawa Shoujo. And be sure to subscribe to stay tuned for the future episodes. In any case, it's been real, it's been fun. It's your boy Jqilin. Ciao for now.